Welcome to Bronyville. This is Bronyville episode number 91, recorded on February 2nd, 2013. I am your host, Apple Cider. Hello. How is everyone doing today?
You're a host.
Doing all right. No thanks to M.A. Larson.
Calm yourself there, Sandy.
Doing well, thanks to M.A. Larson.
Factions and divisions already starting at the top of the show. Hey, chefs.
Look at Sandy grabbing bad cop right off the bat.
I know. I'm going to be
you have two Rarity fans on your show. There's going to be division.
I know. All right. Well, let's settle in first who we've got. Hello, Sandy.
Hello.
How are you today, sir?
It's actually a pretty good day.
It is. You're clean shaven ish. I know. You're looking swanky on this video that nobody can see. All smug with your red wind cover over your microphone and smiling with your teeth. So if he was smiling without teeth, yes, Starry, that would be a little bit odd. We have a jam-packed panel here today because we've got a lot to talk about convention-wise and fire-wise. Starting off, we do have a returning guest, as always, Bob Carr.
Much love, people.
Hey, you. How's things?
They are scintillating. Thank you for asking.
You're welcome. Returning guest, as always, we have Serial Velocity of Equestria Daily.
I'm a pony.
Yeah, sure you are. How are you, sir?
My hair's still wet, so I'm not sure yet.
You're freshly showered. You're freshly
I was called
clean.
out of the shower to be on the show.
Yes.
So
You have
As
your-
long as you
did me that
finished
bad.
cleaning up your act.
You have a phone in the shower so that you can receive text messages, special phone
I put it in a
showers.
little plastic bag just in case.
What do you suppose wet otherkin smells like?
Ugh. Never good. Never good. And our additional guest, I suppose that would be our second official-ish guest for the episode, is Glittering Pony of Equestria, LA.
Hey, how's it going?
How are you, dear?
I'm doing really good. It's a beautiful sunny day in San Diego, and I feel bad for anyone who's not enjoying it.
It's overcasty here in the San Francisco Bay Area. It's so maybe
Well,
I am just
weather.
can be. It clears up after a little bit. It can be. We'll just have to see. Great to have you on. We'll definitely talk about, since we do have you and we have our two other friends here, Bob and Sandy, as always. We're going to definitely do a little bit of convention talk and kind of explain what's been going on in addition to talking about Equestria LA. So we can look forward to that. And we have Serial on because I guess supposedly something big happened this week and he has some stuff to talk about. I don't know.
Do I? I don't know.
I guess. So let's do this. First off, we need to, as always, do our rundown just to make sure that nothing else in the world has changed with favorite characters and favorite episodes. We'll start with our newest of guests, Glittering, just to make sure. Glittering dear, what is your favorite character and favorite episode?
Favorite character of the main six is Rarity, but I also like Celestia a lot. So I guess you could break them into like main cast, support cast. Let's see, favorite episode. Surprisingly, like I'm not the biggest Pinkie Pie fan, but I did really enjoy Too Many Pinkie Pies. I think anytime you can take an episode and just totally saturate it with a character that you're not the biggest fan of and come away from it, satisfied, that definitely shows a big kind of achievement. So that's probably one of my favorites.
All right,
You just
excellent.
enjoyed it because you got to watch Pinky get zapped out of existence multiple times.
Well, I mean, there are definitely some things, the nods to the fandom, the crazy, old Jen face, the fingers, the hideous way that she explodes. Yeah, those are definitely fun, but, well, fun was also fun.
Mm-hmm. I think that's probably one of easily the best of season 3, or season 5, depending if you follow iTunes. So
yeah, I noticed that.
crazy. Random additional question to add inside of here. Best Cutie Mark Crusader.
Oh, Sweetie Belle, hands down. The
All
other
right.
two are. Oh, well, I mean, Apple Bloom's okay, but no one cares about Scootaloo, right?
No, Scootaloo's the best. Eat it.
Hey.
Forget it.
Hey.
I'm a little bitter towards Scootaloo because I entered the Christmas Equestria Daily banner, I think last year, like not 2012, but 2011. And I came in second place to a Scootaloo banner. So
I see. So it's more
bitter.
embitterment.
Oh, so it's my fault.
Yes, it's your fault. I blame you,
Okay.
Cereal.
Okay.
100%.
All right.
How could you not
that's-
like cute little ponies under a Christmas tree, huh?
Well, the answer is Seth did it.
Yeah. Oh, next time I see him,
God,
I'll
Seth.
blame him.
Oh, it's always Seth.
Unicon,
It's
I'm
always
gonna
Seth's fault.
see you, Seth. Ooh. Security
match. Apple cider. Sethisto. Fight.
Actually, I was thinking of just inviting Seth out to EQLA and then have the cab pick him up at the airport and drop him off in the Shaw.
Yeah, he was supposed to show up last year, but I don't know. Maybe he got busy or
Yeah,
something. But we were
always
talking
busy.
for a while.
as Little Ribbon says, Seth is worst Alicorn.
Yeah.
Moving.
Well, I mean, we could try to get him out to Dallas, but I mean, I don't know.
who would
Like
want
to eat
him?
like
Drop him in Oak Cliff, sure.
You guys are so mean.
I know, we're so mean. We love Seth. Bob, let's move on to you. Favorite character, favorite episode?
It's still going to have to be Twilight and Lesson Zero, I think.
All right. Add that in. Thank you, sir. And Velocity Face.
Squiggle Tail's still best. I'm gonna bump to Wonderbolt Academy for now.
Oh, really? Why so?
Heresy.
I really liked that episode.
It was a good episode.
It had a Tom Skerritt pony. That was just brilliant.
It was way better than Pinkie Pie's.
Oh, you're just
I'm
a
sorry.
neener Pinky Face. So
It
Yeah.
was way better, and then they changed it, and then the irony was hilarious.
a bit.
Who likes Pinkie Pie? I mean, seriously.
She's my
Why is
second.
she on my
favorite.
list of? She's number 4 according to my blind bag pony order on my desk here.
Wow.
You actually keep
I-
a physical order
keep
so
a-
you can
I-
yes. watch
yes.
episodes and move them around accordingly.
Yes.
The only
Yes.
And
the only
there's
pocket
just
pony I have on my desk.
there's
is
just
Octavia.
there's a cement block right there where Rarity is, so you can never actually lift her from position number
She's
1.
never actually moved from first place. Rainbow Dash is in 3rd currently. So
Where's Twilight?
Twilight is place number 2.
Okay, good choice.
You know what? You've got to get Serial on every week just for 5 minutes to give a pony ranking update.
Well, it's gonna be weird
No,
over
I'm
the
the guy
summer.
that I'm the guy that they bring on to fill a space when they don't have any important guests to bring on.
But we do have important guests. And we
Yeah.
have an article that you wrote.
Yes. So
Yeah.
let's tell you what.
So
Let's
you
move
get to be
forward.
an important guest this week, Serial.
Woo!
Yep.
You
so
can put on the hat.
let's move this a
My
little
hair's still
forward.
wet.
All right, then go soggy up your hat
Moving
for a
on.
second. Yep. Sandy, who are our sponsors?
All right. So we do have sponsors. First of all, the people over at We Love Fine with their fantastic pony themed merch that never stops coming. Never. Right now, they've got LED pins, apparently, and Valentine's Day stuff. Some new stuff by Pixel Kitties, which is super cute. Kevin Sano, of all people, has gotten some shirts up there.
Ooh.
Who would have thought?
I know, right? A whole bunch of new stuff, and it's not wanting to load for me. They've added a bunch of music theme stuff. So you can get your pony on, as always.
We love fine. We love them. Use Bronyville 10 and you can get 10% off your purchase, which is cool. So go do that.
And right now, their deal of the day is a vinyl scratch shirt.
Ooh.
Day of the day.
Deal of the day.
Come on
Sorry.
down to We Love Fine Rodeo and you can get yourself this vinyl scratch shirt. Woo-hoo!
I was kind of hoping for a $15 pays for a whole seat, but you'll just need
What
the
was
edge.
that? What was that story?
They have zombie themed.
Sunday. Come to the Wonderbolts Rumble.
It says I brain.
See how they fare against the dreaded Twilight Sparkle.
Free hot dogs and balloons for kids.
Just off a Route 10, take the dirt road straight to the Alicorn Dome.
See you there. Yoo-hoo!
Boom.
Sounds about right. I was in San Antonio 2 weeks ago, and that's exactly
that's where I
what it
live.
sounded like.
Wow.
Not all of us sound like that.
Read the shirt.
I try not to. All right, moving forward, Las Pegasus Unicon. They're going to be, they're helping ACB, the half of Bronyville that gets to go to Unicon here in 3 weeks' time. They're in the home stretch. They have announced their final guests, Megan McCarthy being the last of them. Holy crap, that's a lot of people at one con. Their prices have gone up as of today. They are now $85 for the weekend. Wow, Vegas is expensive. But if you didn't pre-reg at this point, you're missing out. They have a schedule up now, so you can actually look at that and see what's going on. Stuff starts. They have early pre-reg pickup starting from 4 to 10 on Thursday. That is doing it right.
Mm-hmm.
If you pre-regged.
And
Hey,
new,
Sandy, how long do you think it would take them to kick me out?
Unicon?
Yeah,
Oh, I don't know.
I think I'd make it a couple hours.
Possibly.
I think so.
5 minutes.
In addition, we do have a immediate release press release explaining, detailing that there is going to be a special Viva Las Pegasus concert with One More Girl, Mando Pony, and Michelle Krieber. $5 at the door, and it opens at 6:15 on Friday, February 21st. So that's out there at Las Pegasus Unicon. You can hit that up. All right, and our other friend there, Sandy.
Wow, that stuff they've got a whole bunch of music and stuff.
Absolutely.
MLPcomics.com, our friend Dickie Spots hosts us for free on his server. He's a good friend. And all he asks is you buy some comics from him, please. Smiley face. MLP Comics, you can get your My Little Pony issue 1, coming soon, issue 2. And issue 3 comes out in like a week. It comes out this coming Wednesday, finally.
Right.
So you can pick up issue 3 very soon.
Go do that. And finally, we do have one more slight sponsor.
Then there's this kind of sort of sponsor. It's a thing. It's this event called Nightmare Nights Dallas that Drama presents in association with EQLA. Nightmare Nights Dallas, November 8th through 10th,
Sounds like a college bowl
2013.
game, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. But we wouldn't know anything about that, would we, Bob?
Mm-mm.
Nope. All right, then it's
Nope.
not worth talking about. Let's move forward to the actual news.
We'll talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Absolutely. All right, so it's news time. Just go ahead and do this. Sandy, as we do every single week, this is maximum importance. We have to know what the fandom fire status is at this time.
I'm going to say the fandom status is San Francisco 1906.
Oh, no, earthquakes and fires. Bad.
Yes. The earthquake and fire is the greatest natural greatest loss of life from a natural disaster in California's history.
Too soon.
On par with Hurricane Katrina.
Too soon.
So what was your you said you had like a fire ranking system earlier? Where does this
Oh boy.
put the
This is firmly in the middle.
And by the way,
Okay.
let us state that anything. All right, so there's two things that we need to start stating really fast. First is the fact that a lot of the stuff we're about to do is really tongue in cheek. So
Yes, tongue status is firmly in cheek. I even included a link, if you didn't know what I meant by that, to the Wikipedia article for tongue in cheek.
this
totally
is
not Cirrus?
this is one of these weeks where we're just going to be silly because it's kind of a silly week. And second, yes, do realize that that's going to be something that's going to be pervasive inside of here. And also, big announcement. The news this week is big and it's spoilery. So if you are one of those people whose ears are completely plugged out, you do not want to know anything at all about the upcoming episode, you better skip forward, or maybe just skip this episode or the next few, because it's
Skip the internet, because if you haven't found out by this point, good job.
Yeah, don't even look at the
Good
chat.
job.
Just don't even look at the video, because everybody's breaking everything.
You're exactly who they look for in jury selection.
Absolutely.
Congratulations.
All right, so yes, the fire status. We made a kind of catty version of a fire status, which was Chicago.
Proving that you're all dead inside, by the way.
It was
I'm so
like-
proud of you.
Not smoking fire inferno, Chicago, San Francisco, Pompeii, London, Dresden, Tokyo, the sun.
Apologies to any person that is offended by that. It's just funny. We'll
if you
explain
had
that
relatives
later.
that lost their lives in Pompeii, I'm terribly sorry.
Yes.
So this is firmly in the middle. It could always get worse. That's why you never have it at the top.
It wasn't. I mean, it was kind of bad the first day, and then after that, it kind of tapered off.
I firmly believe that this was something of a controlled burn. That they release it 3 weeks in advance for people to flip out, and then they get it out of their system. And as Emmy Larson said, there's the 5 stages to grief.
All right.
Yeah,
The 6th is watching the episode.
So I will state this.
Are you ready to talk about it now?
Well, we've included 2 buttons. One that was the I believe in M.A. Larson, and the alternative version that I made in I believe in freaking out, which is now my icon. All right, so I'm going to go into this. I am the resident Twilight fan, so let me. We've known about this, the rumors of this for quite some while, but I'm going to wipe my mind completely clear of any knowledge.
Fixing your eyebrows.
I'm also fixing my eyebrows.
You can't see the video, but he's got his eyes closed, just kind of stroking his eyebrows.
I'm taking
a long time.
Wiping away the memories. Okay, so I don't know anything. Hey, Sandy, what's going on? What's happening this week?
All right, so we're gonna go into the news.
Okay,
this is the news. Oh my God! Twilight Sparkle's becoming a princess.
What? Wait. So so they're just giving her the title princess? Oh, that's kind of cool.
No, click the link. Oh God, she's got wings.
Wait, no, no. Oh no,
Alicornic Nation.
All right, time for me to panic. I'm panicking at this point.
It's raining. Twilight Sparkle is the first line of the article. You cannot handle the true form of this attack.
Okay, so this is the news this week. So was this the original post that went out that everybody started losing it?
Yes.
Okay.
This came... Okay, so this was really funny because I'm in one of these Skype conferences for DHM, and one of the guys from Roundtable was like, man, there's like a whole bunch of nothing going on today. Bam! Entertainment Weekly article. And everything just started happening. So basically, they posted this 3 weeks out. The article itself has 205 comments, but we're going to get to that.
That's just the article.
That's just the first article, and basically they just kind of dump it. This is happening. It's happening in the finale. And before that, there's going to be a 9-episode marathon for beforehand. They're having a concert apparently, which, was like, you have to be under 12 to win, which is a good thing.
I'm gonna win. Trust me.
They did have to make sure that they're like, you have to be under 12 to win this, because, a gaggle of bronies, no doubt, were calling in, I want to go to this concert.
I
talked to gold medalist Carmelia Jeter and Miss America Malloy Hagan.
Boy, I'm looking at this image. I'm having to put my thumbs over part of it just to make sense of it. Not right. No. Every time I'm
switching back between a very bemused Sandy and then Apple Cider with half his thumb on the screen. No.
Every time I move my thumbs,
Sandy.
I have to keep them here. Otherwise it'll get in my brain. No.
I am greatly bemused at this. So, and that's the article. It's like, all right, well, hey, there's Twilight's becoming an alicorn, and hey, here's a bunch of the toys that are coming out that'll feature this character with wings.
No.
And there's going to be like a $50 super mega huge Twilight with her, her accoutrements and crown thingy.
No.
And she's got like a little golden glitter thing and funny wings.
Big crown thingy.
Yes. And then there's going to be a play set that's like a bit smaller than the wedding castle, but it connects because there's a bridge.
Forgive the interruption. So, Karen, if you're waiting your turn, I would stop waiting around this point, or just set your computer down and go for a walk.
No, I'm listening. I'm very entertained.
Mission accomplished then.
Yes,
there's a playset with Rarity and a new Spike figure, and that is worth Twilight turning into an alicorn.
Yeah, it's like a little Pope-mobile. Seriously.
It is.
I'm just glad that in Equestria they don't have to put her in a little plexiglass cage to protect her. They don't have
Right after this point.
They don't have assault bows in Equestria. Topical. Let's not go there. But yeah, there's a little Spike with a little bow tie and a rarity and a Twilicorn toy. But the better pack is, they've recently been releasing the 2-packs where it's like Celestia and Pinkie Pie, and then Rarity and Luna, and now it's going to be Rainbow Dash and Twilight Sparkle Princess pack with Applejack and Cadence. Who likes those packs?
What is their rationale putting those 4 together?
Is that a serious question?
There's
Fluttershy doesn't get a
You
princess?
remember in your gaming days how sometimes they do 2 packs of games and they'd put a really great game in there and a game they just could not sell with it.
Oh, so they have too many Applejack figures and they're trying to.
Precisely.
Really?
I
I
promised I'd
can't
stop
find
making fun
Applejack
of her,
anywhere.
And what's really weird is like I'm looking at the photos that are given in this article, and Twilight has Cadence colored wings and Cadence has Twilight colored wings on the prototypes.
No wonder she married her brother.
What?
Huh. So, oh God,
Spoilers.
and there's like people like calling for Megan to be fired,
Seriously.
and
Which is fantastic because Megan has nothing to do with it.
I mean, she's the producer, and it's just like 200 comments of "Where is our God now?" Where is
It's not going
Rarity?
to be that bad.
Well, no, that's the
But it
point.
was a fantastic fire, though.
It's like, this isn't a good idea. Not even a spoiler alert. This is terrible. Ah! You could have stopped this. It's all over.
The worst part is so many people have been harassing Lauren Faust about it, and it's like, leave her alone. She has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know where.
and she accidentally, unintentionally, wasn't thinking about her audience and fanned the flames by saying, "My plans for her are now irrelevant." Speaking of Twilight, so that just increased the rage.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
To
I'm
her
gonna.
credit, she later deleted that tweet.
yeah,
Yep.
she had to rein that in. But I felt really bad for her because all these people asking her about why is this happening when she hasn't been involved since the first part of season 2. Sorry, guys.
People still think. Well, here's the thing: people still think she's involved, and people think that EQD is run by Hasbro. So some people just don't pay attention.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
So Twilight becoming Anne Princess was interesting enough. And but then Family Room put an article out the next day or so about the Bronies flipping out about it. And this article has 68 comments on it. And they link to various comments of the previous article about how, holy crap, these people, these super passionate fans are flipping out, and this is really weird. I mean, yeah, obviously, very passionate fans. The fan base obviously cares a great deal about the show and its characters. We've been at this for 3 years at this point.
No, 2 years.
2. Well, it's coming up
But
on
don't
3.
you feel they're going a little overboard? I mean, who's the show really for? It's not for the bronies.
No, it's not.
It's for little
Precisely.
girls,
You were
right?
so right.
And so the little girls are going to love the fact that she's turning into a princess.
That's winning. That's
Yeah.
that's the goal, right?
Yeah. Actually, explain your rationale because it was really smart, Bob.
Okay. My daughter is about to learn the lesson that if you study hard and work hard and constantly risk your own personal well-being to help out your fellow citizens, you get promoted, you get deemed worthy to rule, you get turned into a princess, which is the best possible thing for a lot of little girls. That's an awesome lesson for her to learn, and she's going to love it, right? Like, I do understand why so many teenagers are flipping the F out, but the show's not for them. It's just well written and intelligent enough for them to get a kick out of it. right? They're not thinking beyond themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Well
So-
said.
So that was rather amusing. But then Equestria Daily burned to the ground. I'm sure this
Kinda.
may be news to you. As who wrote this? Who posted this? Oh, it's
This
Midi.
was
Of course
actually
it's
it was
Midi.
Midnight Shadow. I don't know how he got there first. I was at work at the time, and the first indication that I got that something was on fire was I got bored and looked at my Twitter feed, and there's all of DHX going, guys, calm down. And I was like, calm down. What happened? Oh no.
Oh no.
And I went and found the post, and I was like, what is this language he's writing in? I don't get this. Is this a meme?
Twilight Fatagan.
I don't get, what is that? What is it?
It's a reference to Cthulhu.
Okay.
Nice.
I just,
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
it currently is at 2,607 comments, which I believe is a record.
yeah. So he did post it, with Twilight's scrunchy face, and then posted the Entertainment Weekly picture of Twilicorn and linked back to the article that we discussed at the very beginning of the segment. But holy crap, Equestria Daily. Everything is on fire forever.
I'm kind of curious as to how many clicks that article got, if you'll just give me a moment to find it.
People are like, oh, it's fun's all it lasted. Prepare the unthinkable. No.
I'm getting my water skis and the shark ready.
Well, you know what I think is interesting? How do we know that this wasn't part of Lauren's original plan to begin with anyway? Just because
said
she's not
it
working
wasn't.
on the show.
She
Really? Are you
she
sure?
said so.
She said so.
Oh, that sucks.
91,500 clicks.
What if it was part of her
Wow.
plan, but it happened too early?
Well, she said that, okay, she only ever wanted 2 Alicorn, right? Cadence comes in because there's a lot of pink Celestias that aren't selling, so you make white Celestias and come up with a new pink Alicorn and sell it. And then,
Right.
Twilight's toy sales are stagnant or declining, so come up with a new Twilight toy and sell those.
I don't know, because I feel like it's been building up to something happening. I mean, why give her a crown as an element? She could have just had a necklace like everyone else.
I always kind of assumed, and it's an assumption, that it was to mark her as
The
the
leader.
leader.
Always a
Yeah, Princess
bridesmaid,
never-
never a bride. All the
Princess
other main
never crossed
six.
my mind, no.
I don't know. It always seemed like to me that, I always got the idea, at least through season 1 and up to the very end of season 2, that it was always like, these are the 2. There are no others. And this, oh, hi, I'm Cadence, the princess of giving a
Love?
Something or other.
But yeah, they actually talked to Seth about the Brony butthurt, and which I thought was kind of funny too. Like, hey, you're on this van site that's currently catching fire because of this. What's going on? And then there's this guy, this jerk. What is this guy? Syria Velocity calls for calm. This isn't time for calm. It's time to freak out.
I've got a button made for it. It says I believe in freaking out.
Why don't you explain yourself, Serial? Gosh.
Well, okay, let me lay the foundation here. So that what happened on Twitter was I found out of all this, and I was my jimmies were just slightly above not being rustled. They were minimally rustled. So the first thing I saw was Mando Pony going, guys, just calm down. It's probably going to be okay. And I just tweeted at him, well, that doesn't make the core premise of this I don't remember the word I used, but it wasn't pleasant. And I after that, I was like, you know what, whatever. I closed Twitter, and then a few hours passed, and I'm like, you know what, that was done with me. So I got home, and I was like, well, how can I sort of phrase this in a manner to get people to sort of sit down and stop fluffing their feathers and actually think about this?
Way to keep
So-
it clean.
So what I did was I thought, well, what angle of this hasn't been talked about yet? Because I'd seen the majority of the fires, And I thought, well, what about Twilight as an alicorn from a thematic standpoint? As in, if I were a writer, if I were M.A. Larson, how would I write this? I'm given this. How do I tell this story? And I sat down and I thought about all the elements that would go into that. And I found that, well, this could actually work. So I wrote a large article going, well, alicorns are special. Well, no, we just kind of assume they're special. You can't just add wings. Well, actually, Discord already did. She'll have to leave her friends. They said she wouldn't. Then I was like, well, okay, here's the facts. Take them or leave them. And I was really nervous about posting this because I knew that people were probably just going to continue freaking out. Instead, I got a large majority of comments going, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm cool.
Well,
what?
Cyril, that all sounds very rational and nice, but why are you keeping me from freaking out?
Calm down, Cider.
Why?
As I have tweeted and said and all that, fans are smart. Fandoms are panicky, stupid creatures.
Or at least just me.
And so
You're
I
the
was
best.
definitely expecting more of an outcry, but that's what leads me to believe that Sandy is completely correct, that it was a controlled burn. Everyone got it out of their systems. And literally a day later, they're like, okay, well, I'm cool. Let's just see how this goes. Which is great.
When you're handed down this, okay, the writing on the show, the characterization, the voice acting, they're all so good that it is incredibly easy to forget that this show's concept is a 22-minute commercial. Like, that's what it is. It is a 22-minute commercial to sell merch. Like, it's like every other Hasbro cartoon in the history of time. This one just happens to be really well written. And so we get into it, right? So they want to move toys, and you're given this mandate to, this has to happen so we can sell toys. And they've done brilliantly with it. The Luster Dust, the Crystal Ponies, and now an Alicorn Twilight. And making it so that alicorns aren't necessarily born, they're promoted, is an awesome lesson to teach kids. It is. Like, given that you have to do this, it's about it the best way they could go about it.
Agreed.
You and your rational thought. Gosh.
I mean,
Don't you know?
Megan McCarthy. I thought writers weren't supposed to read these sorts of things. Megan McCarthy emailed me and said, this was good. You calmed everyone down. Good job. And I was like, what? So
They're not allowed to read fanfic, but they can read.
I know
articles.
that. I know, but
So,
I didn't expect them to read that one.
well, I mean, it's the
Oh,
people
it's EQD.
do.
You guys have.
I go glittering.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, they do look at the Equestria Daily, and I'm sure they look at the other sites too.
They do. They like it. Well, sort of.
They like it mostly.
Right.
So what you were going to say, glittering?
I'm just continually.
I was going to say the same thing that was said. Is
Oh.
that it's EQD? They definitely look.
I know it's in the back of my mind, but it's always sort of not unsettling, but
She read something you wrote and liked it. Take those warm fuzzies to the bank.
To the fluffy pony bank.
Oh man, they're just gonna eat them, and you have to get another fluffy pony. Unacceptable.
So is that the, and at this point it seems like everything is kind of at a we'll see how this goes. I mean, it's kind of it's the cards you are dealt of, just kind of like, well, at least we have our expectations. I mean, imagine the amount of crazy if they had managed to somehow contain it entirely, and then the episode aired and just like, Alicorn, there you go. What?
Deal with
Well,
it,
I think it'll be
nerds.
good. And I'd even go out on a limb to say that not only do I think it'll be a good episode, I think it'll be one of the best episodes of the season.
it has a lot of potential. We can certainly revisit this after it's aired and discuss whether or not it actually succeeded, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I didn't think I'd actually say that. So
Hey, 2 weeks time, we'll have ourselves a little round table as sort of a season 3 wrap up.
We got to do Pony Olympics and then And then Alatoise.
Yep.
How many Vancouver Winter Olympics in jokes do you expect to be in this episode that nobody outside of Vancouver gets?
A large number.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if there's anything else that needs to be said on this particular fire topic.
Not really. I mean, I linked to the Funrise plush, which is the sort of cheap looking plush Twilight that has wings and a horn. It'll be out here this fall.
Yeah.
Big deal. And also there was a separate post for the toys that were linked back in the first article, so you can click on it and look at it if you really want to.
Hey, let's
plush,
speculate. What percentage of the people now complaining are going to go around and buy these toys when they're released?
100.
Most of them.
Yeah. I'm going to go with 85.
Yeah.
It's like that.
I just don't know. I mean, at least myself, I like Twilight because she is normal to the extent she has all these abilities and all these powers. I don't know. There's just something about like making her into an Alicorn. I understand the whole promotion angle, but the thing that I always thought was the most interesting was she had all this power and all this potential, and she looked like everyone else.
Well, now she has wings.
From a story perspective, you are correct. It is generally more interesting that your character is not, I'm tempted to say overpowered because that's essentially what they're doing. But if it's phrased in such a way, and it seems like they're building up to this and they're going to use all these elements correctly, it's a monumental change, but there is monumental evidence going towards it. It's all a matter of balance. Like Luke didn't become a Jedi proper until the end of the third movie?
When he got wings and a horn, yeah.
When he got
Opposed to,
wings.
dropping out after one semester at Dagobah University with his major in phys ed and minor in Buddhism studies.
Well, I mean, you're saying Twilight is normal,
And
but
it's,
I mean, the formula to a good story, there's only two formulas. Either you have an amazing character in a normal situation, or you have a very normal character in a very amazing situation, but at the end, they're always going to end up being an amazing character. So she's not really normal. She's doing some pretty phenomenal things.
I know.
Considering Princess Celestia can't do it.
I almost like if they were going to put this card out here, I almost like would have wished it would be an end game. Like if it was like a seriously like season 3's it, dust off my hands, this is it, like end game, this is what it is. I could be like, all right, that's I just kind of worry of just like moving onward season 4 and such. It's just going to be like, I don't know. It just something. It's the moving away of the familiar to something where it's just like, but I like that character the way that they were.
Two things, AC.
Okay.
One, that was a definite possibility, but one that's not going to come to fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And two, Glittering knows exactly why Twilight's becoming an Alicorn, and she just can't say.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure it's.
Did you tell me that or?
I don't think I did.
Oh, okay.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if
I hear lots of things. I don't know what's.
I mean, the rational side of me is the reason it's happened is because, selling more merchandise sells. That seems like the most likely thing. There's rumblings of other things that are being produced in the future, that they're going to. I mean, I guess there's already I guess it's already out there that there's some sort of Princess Twilight Sparkle DVD thing that's out there that's being rumbled around. So,
but yeah, you guys were right. First, Discord had to be reformed, and then Twilight has to become an Alicorn, and then other things happen.
And then they all.
You think you've got a fire now? Holy God!
Yeah, just wait. You think there's a fire now? Just wait.
I think I know what you guys are referring to, but I can't say it.
We have seen the end,
Poor,
AC. You and I, we know.
Poor Glittering, I guess if you spend your vacation staying with Sibsy, you see things.
No, that's not really why, but
Oh, okay.
it's just like
Yeah.
there's a lot of leaks
Sure.
There really
this
does
is one
seem
of the
to
leakiest
be-
shows I've ever heard.
Zero from Equestria Daily's got a bunch of images and film snippets. So
Yeah, we will.
that's some good noodle arming.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Ace is doing his best noodle arm there.
Yeah, movies in post production, Timo.
Oh boy.
A missing pony, yes. Ponies. Suddenly, ponies build starships and cross the. It'll become Legend of the Galactic Ponies,
I'd watch that.
and then Gundam Pony, Space Runaway Celestia.
I've seen the future and none of it looks good. Oh well. All right. Well, we'll see how that all.
Lunar Empire Strikes Back.
All right. Well, let's move
moving
this
on.
forward. Yes.
Yeah, we have spent more than enough time on this fire.
Yes. Oof. So,
What else has happened?
Nothing really. Now there has been a new Derpy 10 slated for release. It's Derpy. Totally didn't say Derpy, but it's Derpy, and it has pictures of her from the show on the tin. It's like a little lunchbox, and will come with a Derpy character card.
So, okay. So, two questions about this. One, do you believe? I believe it's less, but do you believe that the current firestorm was less than the Derp firestorm?
Only because it was a controlled burn.
Yes, because I think Derpy was a very personal thing for the Bronies.
Mm-hmm.
I think Derpy was a very personal thing for even the people working on the show.
Yeah. Well, and I would say it was the reason, I would agree, for the reason of this is something that is off in the distance. That was like, okay, here you go. This is something happening, FYI. Whereas the Derpy thing was like, hey, here's this really awesome gift. Oh, dude, that's great. Actually, we need to take that gift back. And
delete her from the show.
She was in season 3 and they had to scrub her out. That's just...
Has there been any reasoning of the exact reasons of why they've had to just
because
be like...
Hasbro wants us to disappear.
No,
because
it's
Hasbro
literally...
got complaints.
It's because Derpy offended some people, and, you know, to quote what Tara Strong said, if you offend people, you have to fix the problem. Yep. And it sucks that that's the reason.
But then why do they sell merchandise?
Because they don't want to stop making money.
It was greenlit. Exactly. No, it's not that. It was greenlit and in production already. If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. So it was already on the presses by the time. So the official Hasbro word at this point is just like, well, let's just get this stuff out there that we were already making that had that. And now, and then moving forward, none ever again. Regardless if they could do, more, if they did more of the stuff. I mean, they have to see it of just like they couldn't stock the derp, Comic-Con stuff.
Well, that was there. Yeah, there was no way. I mean, those dolls went in production way before the whole Derpy Gate thing went down, and season 3 was, being made as Derpy Gate was happening. So that's why she got scrubbed. And then on top of it, Hasbro's not stupid. They see what the Bronies are buying. So they're letting all this stuff go through. And as long as Bronies continue to buy it, instead of boycotting it to show, their discontent with the decision, they're going to continue to pump it out because they know Bronies are going to continue to buy it. So it's kind of a vicious circle.
Well, and there's not really, not to take it to the, final conclusion, but there's nothing that really could be to just be like, yeah, bring her, doesn't seem like, unless there was I wouldn't even say a Save Derpy 3. There's not really anything that could be done to remedy it.
No, it's over.
Yeah.
That's a pass now.
It's done.
It sucks, but that's the way it is.
Stupid executives, your daggum suits and ties, making decisions.
You still might be able to see Derpy in split seconds in the background because maybe it wasn't caught. And so she wasn't able to get scrubbed out completely, because I believe she's in the very first episode of season 3, for a split second in the background. So they did what they could, but you're not going to be able to get everything.
But also, huge chunks of the season have been taking place not in Ponyville, not around there.
Okay, yes, technically she's still in the opening title sequence. But I mean, aside from that, because that's kind of a given.
Yeah, and now they have an excuse to make the title sequence different because wings. So.
I've gotten everybody depressed again. Good job.
Everything's a firestorm. I'm still freaking out.
I kind of feel bad. I feel like my role's been usurped.
Huh?
I'm the depressing one. I thought I was this is the way things are, kids.
There you go. How you feel? All right. So what's this about a Nuremberg toy fair?
Yeah, Bob is less sad he was depressed episode, but now we have, Glittering and Cereal and everyone else to be here and be sad too.
I'm trying to offset it, but I'm just getting more depressed.
Talk about happier things. Who cares about Twilight Alicorn and Derpy?
Before we get off this topic, I just want to ask one question. What do we call this fire with the gate append? It's like Twilight Gate, Alligate.
I like alligate because it sounds like alligator.
No, but that's a word. Alligate is a word.
Yeah,
alligate is, yes.
Alligate. I'm the best at word.
You tell him, computer science guy.
How about the Twipocalypse?
I like the gate. Gotta have a gate in there.
Twigate. And Twipocalypse. Wingpocalypse.
I
don't know. We'll have to come up with something.
M.A. Larson Gate.
Larson Gate.
Larson Gate. Larson Gate.
I think you guys just have to trust Larson,
Yeah.
He's given us some good episodes.
He's not.
I think the fans will not be disappointed, and all the people that are complaining, if they're still complaining, it's because they're not being truthful to themselves.
That's a good one, by the way. I was thinking Wingate.
Wingate.
Not bad.
Yes.
The lavender wing scandal.
Lavender Wings Affair. It's
nice.
Illustrated.
Lavender Wing Affair. Nice.
There we go. I survived the Lavender Wing Affair, Union Jack.
Okay.
All right, so
there,
last little bit. Nuremberg Toy Fair coming out.
Cool.
Holy crap! Lots of new pony stuff. A lot of it looks like crap.
All those Twilights don't have wings.
But there are things like styling heads and playhouses and weird backpacks that have Rainbow Dash's wings attached to it.
I like that big Spike plush. Wait, what's up with the eyes? One's blue and one green.
Wait, where's this link? I want to see.
It's in the show notes.
Nice. So that's your David Bowie Spike. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, on one toy he has blue eyes, and the other one he has the correct eyes.
So
plushies
don't look the best.
Well, scroll down.
Scroll to the Spike. The Spike is actually really cool.
Well, the Spike, but then also the keychain plushes.
Those are good.
Yeah, this was
they look better than the hippos we've been getting.
Yeah, some of these still kind of look like hippos though.
Yeah, this was off of. I need to find the link to MLP Arena, the actual original poster.
Wait, cross-referencing? What are we doing? Who are we? EQD?
We like to source our stuff. This is posted by Barry Mouse over on MLP Arena. Someone at their German pony board linked to it, and it's just a FTP directory full of images. Feel free to click on them. They're all pony related, and there's some really baffling ones, and then there's some stuff that's like, I'd buy that.
Is it just me, or does German pony board just have a sinister ring to it?
Because they have like some of the not as
Nuremberg.
awesome the Nuremberg pony crimes trials.
I like how Derpy Hooves News doesn't have a link to EQD anywhere.
Well, where's your
links to everything else?
Well, where's your link to EQD or to Derby Hooves News?
Link to ourselves. Well, actually, it's at the top of the page.
Just click that.
There.
Yeah, but yeah, there's like really baffling
no fighting,
things.
Kids,
like, it's
no
a stethoscope set, so you can pretend to be a doctor.
I'm going to be Nurse Red Heart.
Then there's some plushies that look like they're like for carnival games. There's a hairdryer kit. There's a little vanity kit.
I see a dress.
Some G3 ponies for some reason.
There's a guitar. Do you see that?
Wait, Sandy, we are going to have to check out the Midway at the Texas State Fair in October.
Yeah.
There's going to be
but
a lot
then there's
of
the
ripoffs
actual,
there.
like, really good looking ones that actually have proper manes and tails and wings. Like those, the ones I'm going to link in the chat right now. Those are really cute. And there's apparently like wall and room decor that's foam cutouts of the main six. And
Sandy, they have a guitar. Do you see that? There's a guitar.
Oh man!
In that bottom
so when
picture.
Lyra goes electric or what?
No, it's an acoustic guitar, and I see Pinky and the Rainbow Dash on it.
It's probably meant for a little girl.
So I'll learn to play it anyway.
Your hands are too big.
I know they're big. I'll find a way.
Your shoes are too big.
That's what she's.
Use my.
Yeah,
I'll play the guitar with my special hands.
Now, are these just the international toys?
That is okay. So this is the Nuremberg Toy Fair. It's this weekend. Last weekend was the UK Toy Fair, and the next weekend I think it's the New York Toy Fair.
Interesting. Well, as for the spikes being different, I mean, these are all prototypes, as I understand.
Yeah. So the New York Toy Fair 2013 is February 10th, 13th in New York. And show info, show floor plan. Because usually Hasbro has some ridiculous space.
Yes.
And for some reason, there we go. Waiting for it to load. Hasbro has probably some very big spaces in New York. And that is where we'll get to see what's going to come out here in the US. Because the stuff that's at Nuremberg, especially the NICI, the really nice looking ones, won't necessarily be coming out in the US.
They can't even come out in some European countries.
Yes.
Right? NICI only has a license to sell in 4 of the EU countries, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. So they actually have 8 booths. So their layouts are significantly different than, say, the Nuremberg one. But they have 8 booths worth of stuff to show off. It is pretty impressive. So we will have lots and lots of new photos of all the merch, not just ponies, but Transformers and Marvel and G.I. Joe, etc. Here next week.
Stuff.
We'll actually get photos from them probably beforehand because they have preview night. We'll probably have them on Friday or so.
Oh, well, ponies are serious business. Don't ever forget that.
Yes, as Rarity would remind you, those of you looking at the document.
Hey, look, it's 2 best ponies in one picture.
We've actually been working out of the document this whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was a lot funnier in my head, by the way.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's time to talk about the episode this week. This episode, go ahead and read that off, Sandy.
Pony Ball Z, the deadly Trickza has returned. Only Goku Twilight Sparkle can charge up for 18 minutes. Use her powers in a shoddily animated 1-minute fight scene. Breathe heavily for 2 minutes and end the episode with a corny joke. Stay frosty.
Looks like you're gonna get it your own way, Trickza. Pony Ball Z! Next episode.
Yes.
What's that hand motion you were
I
doing?
don't know.
Credits. Shut it.
Okay.
So actually, we do have a topic this week. We're going to talk about conventions. We're going to talk about Equestria LA. We're going to talk about Nightmare Nights and what's going on.
I'm gonna go to sleep.
I was about to say, Karen gets to talk now.
Karen gets to talk. So do you, Bob. Hey, C, be quiet.
Oh, yes, dear.
You
Guys, I'm so sorry. I need to head out here, but it was very fun being on the show again. Thank you for inviting me. No, seriously, I just got called away.
Okay.
Terrible timing.
Well, you're
Okay,
here for when we needed you.
Goodbye, cereal. You're worst pony.
Oh, looks like we
Yes.
lost Bob for a second there.
No, he's still here.
Nothing
Okay.
of value was lost.
Cyril's
Oh,
got to go because he just found out another pony's becoming an alicorn.
Oh no!
Can't take it anymore.
Rarity.
Unfortunately,
I gotta
yeah,
send
Yes.
it Larson's
I was-
not on
Rarity
fire.
alicorn.
I was told
Yes.
I was told I can't make any more Applejack jokes, so I couldn't make my joke.
Anyway,
It's
So-
Pinky. I'm
Apple cider,
sorry.
Sandy Bob Card. Good to see you again.
Pleasure.
I'm sure we'll see you around.
Good seeing you, Cereal. Now get lost.
Have fun, guys.
Remember, low setting on the blow dryer. Otherwise, you're risking singeing.
But you can't get a proper blowout without a high heat blow dryer.
All right. So what about conventions? I'm gonna
So-
sit over here a little bit.
Conventions. Here we get to talk about Equestria LA and what's going on in your neck of the woods there, Glittering.
What is going on in our neck of the woods? Well, let's see. It's been pretty crazy. I think less than 2 weeks ago, Hasbro finally came out and told everyone, yes, you can invite people from the show. At first, they had put a bit of a stop on that without
Just a
really
bit.
giving a reason, which kind of, threw everyone's plans up in the air that had previously been approved. So in any case, we do have our approval. So we're hoping to get some really great guests for you guys. And I don't know, it's just been, getting the gears turning again, which has been a bit of a slow process because, as some of you know, it takes quite a bit to get a convention, planned and going.
I'm
But
sure I have no idea what you're talking about.
of course, not at all. But, we're going to have our panel rooms, and we're looking into having a lounge where, we'll have video games and hopefully local DJ, Brony DJs spinning the whole time, and just an area to kind of relax. And then, we're going to have the programming that we didn't get to have last year, like the masquerade. And of course, this is all pending that everything pans out as we want, but, the charity auction and all that kind of stuff. So we're looking to give you guys a really good convention this year, like we did last year.
Yeah. And see, this whole bit with the Hasbro allowing the VAs changed on the 19th. So the weekend that AC and I were out in California, this dropped and suddenly everything's back on. Holy crap.
I remember the phone call as we were leaving the convention of just
Yes.
Like you and Bob just talking and going like, are we doing this again?
Yeah, we wouldn't be Nightmare Nights if we didn't come back from the grave at least once, I guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because we'd actually gone and talked to people like, we're putting it in the grave. We've struggled so long. We've got this little bit of time left. Oh wait, we're back on. It was
Well, we had a lot of. Do we really want to hang ourselves out there again? Do we want to do this?
it's been a lot of mood whiplash, really, because Bob and I have put a lot of work into this, and we did not want to see it all fall apart. And thankfully, the work that we have done will be paying off here very shortly, as we are in negotiations with several VAs.
So,
However, we're taking time away from Karen.
yes.
So
Yes,
why don't you
obviously.
drop some news on us?
It's a collective, I'm sure. We're just talking about both conventions, but
Well, right. That is just one thing. Just the weirdness of. It sounds like that both of your conventions are actually working together in some ways.
well, I mean, Bob and Sandy, they came to me fairly early on, and we've been talking a lot. So I think whatever experience Equestria LA has now, we've definitely been more than willing to offer, whatever knowledge we have and kind of, help each other out, especially now that Nightmare Nights is back on, because it was a little disappointing to hear that they were going to, throw in the towel due to not being able to secure guests of honor, essentially. And it's all good and great to get community guests and all that, but, those sell tickets, but it's really the guests from the show that get people to really, really want to come. And it's you know, so we've been helping Nightmare Nights out, and we've got a little bit of cross staffing that's going to start as well, where some of the people from Nightmare Nights will be helping us and we'll be helping them at their convention. So we're kind of moving in the direction of, and obviously EQLA works pretty closely with Everfree Northwest, so I think just for the benefit of pony conventions, although we're taking a different direction next year, it's very beneficial to help each other.
And
for the record, we did approach her on our knees fairly early on.
Yes.
She was going to leave us some dignity by not mentioning that detail, but
and by your extension with Everfree Northwest, Bob has also opened talks with them as well, so we're playing ball.
Why would you not? And that's a great quote from Feather Prop, because it's not wow. Thank you, Feather Prop, for that middle image. I'm sure my wife will get on that right away. Good. Anyway,
he does make a good point. Well, I'm assuming Feather Prop is the guy. I apologize if you're not.
He is.
But okay. But it is a good point. I mean, BronyCon, Everfree, Equestria LA, who else is in? There's so many in the works, but I don't know who's gotten the okay and who hasn't. So,
well, it was the 3 that ran last year that are still around. So you guys, Equestria LA, Everfree Northwest, and BronyCon were like the golden 3.
Yeah, there's some others that are out there. Brony Can pops up every once in a while. Some others that I don't know the current status of.
There's a great big list of fan ones, but to get show and production guests, you have to jump through some hoops.
Right, and that's been that's been difficult for us. So I can only imagine other conventions that are unproven at this point, such as you guys. I think you're very lucky that you've gotten approval, but I think it's because you guys are approaching the situation appropriately.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going in and going, we can throw a convention. You're saying this is a business and it's going to take a lot of hard work, and I think your hard work has definitely paid off.
Yes, Feather Prop is the gentleman of whom I spoke to you. So,
yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So yes, we're helping each other out with our cons, which means we're kind of staffing each other's cons.
Mm-hmm.
So,
which it's reasonable to do.
Mm-hmm. So to go ahead and explain a little bit more, since EQLA is closer and has things coming up glittering, go ahead and lay down on us a little bit of what you guys have planned for EQLA, and when is it?
Okay, Equestria LA is May 10th, 11th, and 12th. We've actually been getting quite a few emails, from people saying, of all the weekends in the year, why pick Mother's Day weekend? Traditionally, conventions are on holiday weekends. We may or may not be able to work out some perks for people who want to get their mothers to join them. I mean, you never know. We have a lot of we actually surprisingly had a lot of younger attendees than I thought we would. So it would be kind of nice, for any parent that wants to join their young Brony or young MLP fan, to give them some perks if we can swing it. But our programming is really up in the air right now because we had a plan and then we didn't have, and then our Hasbro approval got revoked and then we changed our plan and then we just got our Hasbro approval back. So now we're having to change our plan again. And so all we can offer you is something, very similar to what you saw last year, but on a slightly grander scale.
And opposed to last year where it was a single day convention, or you increased it to 2 days, correct?
We increased to 2 days. This year will be 3.
Okay.
As it stands right now, tickets are $45 for the whole weekend. Our ticket prices will be going up soon. I don't have the exact dates on that, and I apologize for it, but I know they'll be going up to, I want to say, $55 for the weekend. And our cutoff date will be announced as well. We will stop selling tickets at some point, and then the only way to get a ticket will be to show up at the convention. And at the convention is the only place where we're offering single day memberships. And then obviously anyone who missed out ahead of time can buy a full membership for I don't know the price on that. Well, I think I have an idea, but I don't want to say it and then be quoted. So
Yeah, the day passes are smart for sure.
yeah, because I think, some people are going to be like, well, Mother's Day, I can't come on Sunday, but we're still going to offer a lot of stuff on Friday and Saturday. And Saturday will be our biggest day. I know that at the moment we're planning two, I guess you could call them dances. We're going to have a live music dance on Friday, and then, the well-known DJs are going to be playing on Saturday. So there's going to kind of be something for everyone this year.
Okay.
Very well then. Oh, is there indoor smoking allowed at your
The
Center?
important questions.
No.
well, then my mom's out.
Well, if you know anything about California, you can't smoke anywhere in
Well,
California.
I was just thinking about bringing my mom for Mother's Day, but clearly that's out.
There's smoking areas, obviously, but you can't smoke within 20 feet of a doorway. Nowhere where children are present. Of course, that would be like Disneyland, not on the sidewalk.
Right.
And not inside buildings.
Right. So yeah, she's out.
Hmm.
Just checking. Never managed to set foot in the hotel.
Just couldn't make it. And what's the
Well,
location
get her one of those
you're doing?
electronic cigarettes.
Yeah.
Well, what's the location you're at this year?
We're at the Anaheim Marriott, which is literally next to where we had it last year. There's like 3 major buildings right next to each other, and we've just moved over to the Marriott to kind of keep everything in one location, and it's a bigger, nicer space. So we think the attendees will like that as well.
Okay. And let's see, is there anything? So at this point, you're working together with Sandy and Bob, and then once it comes around and we loop around to Nightmare Nights, it's going to be kind of a combination help out. The listing on the banner image, the in conjunction with EQLA.
Cooperation with.
In cooperation.
Yes. It'll just be logistical sharing. We'll be sharing staff and expertise and, cross promotional. Obviously, we're using Bronyville here to promote, ourselves, and we will once there's stuff to promote for Equestria LA. Because we promote our friends.
Yes, definitely.
We know what's good. And it is unfortunate in a way that Equestria LA has had such a short lead time. You have just a few months at this point, and I have no doubt that you guys can pull it together. But you guys were next on the list, pretty much, of cons that would be getting shafted if Hasbro had not yet fixed it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I had other measures in place in the event that we could not get Hasbro approval, since for 2014 we're moving to just a standard Western animation convention, bringing in hopefully shows that Bronies also like regular show, Gravity Falls and whatnot. We were willing to speed up that situation and bring it in sooner, with the hopes of being able to score certain people that work on ponies that also work on other things that way. But obviously we didn't need to do that in the end. But that's what you can expect for, 2014.
That's good, because I've been looking forward to transitioning the show into a regular show podcast. Hey, Sandy.
Oh, hey. Thanks for the info.
That's been my plan all along.
Something else that I could announce that we were going to maybe wait about a week, but I can just say it on the show anyway, because it's going to come out, and maybe this will be a controlled burn, as it were. But Equestria LA is not planning on live streaming this year at all.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, it's just we've kind of looked at it and we've said, if we're going to be a successful convention, most conventions don't live stream anything. And, we want it to be special for the attendees. We want what they're seeing. We want them who are paying to be the only ones seeing it. So, and, it allows the people on the panels being interviewed to be a little more free about what they're saying as well.
Mm-hmm. And I totally agree with you. The streaming itself, it is basically taking money out of your own pocket in a way on a business scale. Because it's people don't show up for the con because they can just watch all the major stuff in their underwear. Then that's $45.
Yeah,
that was remarkably specific.
Well,
That's not in your wallet, and that's money that's not going to the artists who have come to vendor. It's it's money that's not going to the hotel. That's room nights you're not getting. And when you're a convention at a hotel, you need those room nights.
There's a reason you don't get to watch an NFL game on TV until it's sold out at the stadium.
Now, granted, there probably can or could be stuff that would be live streamed from there, but it wouldn't be the actual just like set down a camera and film every single panel. That's kind of similar to what we did at Everfree Northwest and what we did at FC, where it was, hey, we're in a hotel room, we're going to rotate some cool guests in here, we're going to do some fun stuff,
and that's reasonable.
Yeah.
I mean, we'd be willing to live stream if we could do something similar to what BlizzCon does, where it's like you pay for your ticket to live stream things, and then your IP address is recognized by the system and all that. But I mean, that BlizzCon is like what 150,000 people or something like that.
It's pretty crazy.
So that's a big con. We're a little con, and we want to make things a little more catered to the people that are there. Really give them their money's worth. And it sucks that it all does come down to money, but I think the con goers will be much happier. And yeah, you'll probably be able to find some crappy video footage. Well, not anymore. People have some really nice small cameras, but you'll be able to find it on YouTube and stuff. But we just don't want to offer it day of. If you're going to enjoy, come. And unfortunately, the people that are far away are not going to get to. But, there's Everfree Northwest and BronyCon as well. So,
well, as I was writing up, general policies, because I've been working on the website for Nightmare Nights. It's pretty much good to go once we have something to announce. And it's policy that we're not allowing the outside like traditional media unless they request a badge, like the recent events, stuff like that. Got to play by that rules. But also, like if you're a community person, that's great. You're more than welcome to come in and take video of the panels. But there is a embargo till after the con, and that's all we ask. You can take all the video you want and post them after the event.
I think we should set Jamie up with her Lee Enfield and a box of ammo and just put her up in the catwalks looking for people with cell phones up.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Feather Prop, we were actually going to be, personally filming everything and then cutting, a condensed version of the convention.
Yeah.
Just because, and then obviously running it by the voice actors and their agents and whatnot to make sure that what we're showing is okay, because like I said, if they're not being filmed, they can be a little more free with what they say, and they don't have to worry about their bosses catching them.
I've often thought that it would probably be pretty slick that if the conventions took their own video and then condensed the panels down and made a DVD of the con, you could go back and rewatch all those panels that you had so much fun at in glorious HD with audio directly from the board. That would be cool. And I would love to have that for, our event.
And now with con chair commentary. Oh, this con was so rough.
And
that would be awesome, because con chairs don't get to see the panels as they're happening at all.
No, we don't.
So that would be hilarious.
It looked like a great panel to go to. I couldn't make it, though, because I was pulling out every hair I had.
And editing, so that questions like asking... asking inappropriate questions of voice actors is disappeared.
Right, because don't you just want to put your fist through, your monitor every time a screener lets the cupcakes question through, like,
or that dude in Miami. Oh.
Yeah, the one that we're going out of our way to not mention. AC.
Ooh. All right.
But yeah, I think that would. I mean, I would be very much up for that, and that way people could, see it at a later date.
Yeah.
We're just trying to mold a little bit more to an actual convention as opposed to maybe a fan con, and you know, there's we did things the way that we did last year because that's what everyone was doing. And now we're trying to become a little more distinct
And
from everyone else.
It made sense in like the first winter BronyCon where there was room for 500 people. There was 700 plus people there, and there just simply wasn't enough room to get people through the door. Then and then like BronyCon Summer happened. There was kind of sort of plenty of room, and it just became a novelty that stuck around.
Yeah, I mean. But most cons don't stream. It's just a fact that most events are more interested in people showing up, and or in the case of BlizzCon, which is a fantastic example, that you charge for that.
Which is like the first time I heard about that was just like, wow, who would have thought? And if I could live stream what I wanted to see at Comic-Con, I'd much rather pay for a ticket online than go through the crowd and the craziness.
So,
yep.
So yeah, that's a reasonable step for a business to take, is to ensure that the maximum amount of income will be coming in to cover your expenses and or go to charity.
Yep, and ultimately that's our big thing is, we want to make sure that whatever charitable cause that we are working with for the year, that they get as much money as we can get for them.
Mm-hmm. Y'all did pretty good last year, but you always try to do more,
Mm-hmm.
So, Bob, what do you want to discuss about our event here in Dallas? Any information that you'd like to put forth this early in the game? Putting him on the spot.
We're inviting 7 or 8 people on the show. I've got one pretty much locked up. There are 3 where we're talking money, and then the other 3 or 4, I'm kind of waiting until I see how much money we've already spent.
Magic.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to compete with glittering in the vague category of we can't talk about this yet.
But one thing is that our event is the week after Halloween. One thing that we're going to be doing in a big way is a costume contest. We have Ellen Winkler, who does the costume contest for A-Kon, which is a 25,000 plus anime con here in DFW.
Biggest in the U.S.
That is we'll be doing our costuming panel and our contest. And that's like one of the things we want to go for is people costuming and dressing up and having fun in that regard. Obviously within reason. If you come up, again, if you're like that dude that dressed up in the cupcake costume at Free Northwest who got thrown out, don't even bother showing up.
We threw out a cupcakes cosplayer as well.
What the heck, guys? Come on, cut that down.
I know it's not cool, and we kicked him out because we caught him putting a fake knife to a young kid's neck. Yeah, it's like, come on, that's totally overboard.
That's an arresting.
Wow.
So yeah, there will be rules regarding the costumes allowed. There's so many things that should be common sense, but some people just don't.
I'm going to do a whole bunch of Fallout Equestria costumes. Pip-Boys all over the place.
Fine, but do it at Comic-Con. Don't do it at a pony convention that's supposed to be family-friendly.
Well, I mean, Fallout Equestria, Fallout itself is not necessarily not family-friendly, but, there are aspects of that aren't. But then again, we are an all-ages event, much like, all the pony cons ought to be an all-ages family-friendly event. So you have to tailor yourself to that. You don't bring out, gore-soaked wingless, Rainbow Dash and, the severed head of Pinky. That's just don't even go there. Come on.
Right. And that's what I kind of feel like what the fandom should address sometimes. It shouldn't take me as a con chair trying to run from one end of the convention to the other and not being able to see this. And then, my staff finding out about it. while they're all busy and having to deal with it, because it just takes away from what we could be doing to improve, the audience's experience, I guess.
Well, I think there probably is a little bit of that, of just like not knowing when it's okay for an actual attendee to step up and be like, dude, that's kind of messed up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bit of that, and when you bring stuff to convention staff, I remember quite a few times where I would do a convention and they were like, yeah, did you know that such and such like media group snuck into the convention? And then like another staffer just like, oh yeah, I heard that too. Like, why did no one tell me?
Exactly. And, there were all these rumors floating around after Everfree Northwest that so many things happened, and then complaints of, well, why didn't the staff take care of it? Ultimately, it comes down to, if you don't make us aware, we're so busy looking for everything else that we may not notice a personal exchange that goes on that offends someone.
Mm-hmm.
So, what our biggest concern for the weekend was making sure that Brony Hater 37 guy never made it onto premise, which he didn't, although he lied about it later. But yeah, so we were so busy trying to keep genuine creeps out that we missed some of the creepier Brony happenings. But I think it went over well regardless.
Yep. Well, I think what we can do is we can go ahead and move forward a bit on this. We'll definitely be talking about EQLA and some of the stuff that's going to be coming up. And of course, we'll be talking tons about Nightmare Night because, well, Sandy. So let's do this. With your permission, let us go ahead and move forward for some emails.
How about we give them one name? What do you think, Cindy?
Okay.
Yes, no?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, Woody.
Yay!
Yay! There's a name.
Woody
There you go.
McWooderson.
There's your first name. More to
Confirmed.
follow.
Excellent. Okay, that's good. So let's go ahead and move over to email time. You can go ahead and always email across to us at bronyville@gmail.com if you'd like to email the show. You guys deluged us this week.
Yes,
There
so
are
many emails.
There are so many emails this week, and keep it up. I guess you guys had a lot to talk about this week. I couldn't understand why. What we will do, I will go first, Sandy second. Let's go Bob third and Glittering fourth. How's that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay, excellent. Let me do this. Let me tilt that so I can read a little better. Hi, everybody. I meant to send this in weeks ago, but life. What you gonna do? The serious topic times you've had have been fantastic. I'm sure all your listeners appreciate you approaching these difficult topics as much as I have. Please do more.
I'm validated.
Speaking of difficult topics, holy cow! The fandom gives us a bumpy ride this week. Hopefully you all avoided the static, those Tumblr, YouTube comments, etc. Yeah, hopefully if you're reading this letter, you've scolded the community for acting so seriously. I just gotten the MLP or right after the Derpocalypse or so I missed a lot of that. I didn't know the fandom would occasionally buck. We should all keep trying to keep apples and carrots handy just in case it needs calming again. Yeesh. Miss hearing you guys on my trips to work. Can't wait to listen to the next episode. Warblist. P.S. Just for you guys. I know you're all pretty tight with Pixel Kitties.
Just for you guys, so don't read it.
Okay. Oh, that is just for us? Just for me, guys. Well, there's a rock guitar soundtrack for Pixel Kitties. That's kind of cool. So we wrote a piece for Pixel Kitties. So I don't care. I'll link it. There. Yeah, Derpocalypse or the whole thing this week. Crazy week. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We covered that in pretty depth earlier, but yeah. Yeah. Okay, I'll tell you what, let's move forward on that. Sandy Face, grab the next one.
All right. As an incidental, I love the music that Marvelous puts out. He does some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that name and I'm like, oh, hey, listen to us. I love their stuff.
Your musical waifu, is that what you're...
Something like that. All right. Dear Cider, Sandy, Starry, and guests, I'm writing this on Tuesday, January 29th, a.k.a. the day Twilight Alicorn becomes canon.
No!
And I would like to share my thoughts on the subject I would appreciate if you could help me spread this letter to the masses. Dear Bronies,
Caps lock.
calm the buck down. Yes, Twilight is going to be a princess. No, this isn't the end of the world,
Might
or
be.
the fandom, or the show. I am typing this out to express my disappointment to all of you who have spent the last few hours flooding the message boards and image boards with doom and gloom. Have you really that little faith in the show that has brought us all together in the first place? Are you seriously convinced that the fandom is hanging on such a thin cord? I think past experience proves this isn't the case. Just look at how far we've come. We rose from the fires of 4chan. We survived the criticism of Fox News and Jerry Springer and Tasho and many others. We rejoiced at the inclusion of Derpy and we grieved at her removal. But through it all, one thing stands out to me. We are still here.
No one's killed us yet.
If something like this were enough to destroy us, we would already be forgotten. Now, I may be wrong. Maybe this will be the blow that we won't be able to recover from. But if so, I think it deserves the benefit of the doubt. After all, the last thing we want is a repeat of Derpygate. Sincerely, Page Turner. So, there you go. Dramatic reading. If only I was on video, right?
Well,
There's a lot of gesticulating going on.
Yes,
I have to gesticulate. If I don't, I die.
Well, and we did allude to it a little earlier. Don't worry, Alicorn Twilight isn't the worst of your problems.
You know, the irony is that he's discussing all the drama very dramatically.
Oh,
Yes.
there you go.
But he's being realistic about it. I mean,
Absolutely.
it is a whole like, come on, what are you doing kind of an email, which is nice.
It is.
Oh, children.
You know, I was really heartened by, M.A. Larson saying he's only really gotten 8 negative tweets, although I kind of wonder if that's just because a bunch of the complainers don't have the onions to attach a name to their thoughts. But
Or they don't know he's responsible for it.
then they don't count.
Mhm. All right, Bob, would you grab the next one?
All right. Greetings to Alicorn Cider,
Yeah.
Alicorn Sandy,
Yeah.
Bob Carr, Alicorn Attorney. I don't have the heart to correct him. And Glittering Alicorn. That's you. Last week, you got a letter from MAH, wondering if the fans ought to send thanks to Hasbro when they do things we like, rather than only contacting them to complain about things. Hopefully, I summed that up correctly. You did. I was wondering if it would also make some sense to reach out to some of the sponsors of the show since it's on commercial television. If, for example, the Cuties Mandarin Orange commercial were to run during Pony, and some of us buy them, buy the bag. Would it be worthwhile to send an email to the Cuties people just to let them know that we got our little oranges after seeing an ad on My Little Pony? I think that if we did, that it'd let them know that MLP is, in fact, a good place to buy ads. Some companies have a system to do this sort of thing already with coupon codes, Bronyville 10,
Ding.
or through per inquiry systems, the 1-800 Order Now spots. So I think there's something to the idea. Obviously, it'd be limited to things we'd actually buy. So do you think this is a good idea or not? Shine on, Little Ribbon. Almost said you crazy diamond. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, that's not bad. The thing is,
They don't
it's
get
kind of right. It's at a remove from Hasbro, if that makes sense. The hub gets advertising money. The hub pays Hasbro to run My Little Pony, and hopefully they make more on their commercials than they pay Hasbro.
and Hub
No.
loves us.
Right. So, I mean, that's not a bad idea because, hey, the more people advertise on the show, the more revenue for the hub, and, supporting someone who's doing something you like, not a bad thing. The dealio is that generally you buy ad blocks on a network for certain times of day, not necessarily during certain programs. So,
So yeah, what you would do is you would just order a particular block, and that block would end up being, let's say, I'm buying Saturday morning 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. for 7 times. You're kind of setting up a block. So you could be, during Pony, you could be during Transformers, you could be during anything that would be during those time slots. So there's nothing to say. There's not really, unless there is like I almost wonder if GAC really was just like, put us on that pony thing so that we're on it a billion times. But as far as I'm aware, usually it's just they purchase a block and, you know, there's no real statement of please attach us to that show. I do know that for FCC compliance reasons, that's also the reason why you don't see My Little Pony commercials actually show up during the My Little Pony show. You know, they can't do that because you can't market the same thing you're making a show of.
Right. They buy advertisement space for a block of time. Like all the GAC stuff is because they go, cartoons are running and kids are watching, and they're going to ask mommy and daddy to buy them GAC. Why GAC comes on 12 times can only be because they bought 12 slots and the hub must air it, you know?
Yep. That's a good summary.
I mean, it could, I guess. I mean, I was actually surprised, Bob, that you said that it actually would make an impact if they went to that. And yeah, the impact is actually to the hub, not Hasbro, which Hasbro is the one that's, you know, stinky faced. Hub actually really does cater to us a bunch, if you can believe a lot of what they say on Twitter and etc.
And hey, the root of that thought, which is tell Hasbro, look, we love this show, and be positive in it. Don't have a but anywhere in your email. That's not bad.
But where would they say that? Yeah.
I just kind of get the overwhelming impression that Hasbro would just as soon we leave them alone, except for buying toys. And so I'm not sure. I'd do it, right? Hey, you guys are doing good work here. You know, like we enjoy the acting, we enjoy the script writing, we enjoy the storyboarding, whatever. Keep people who are churning out work we like employed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That seems about right. Businessy, all decision makery. So, and that's interesting to see that could be beneficial, though that would benefit the hub primarily more than it would actually influence Hasbro Studios. Okay. Glittering. Would you like to get Norman's here?
Sure. Hey there, Apple Cider, Chef Sandy, and guests. It's been a while since I wrote you guys. I just wanted to say that you guys are awesome and have done a good
Yeah, you're reading it right.
Okay, and have done a good inspiring the community to try their hoofs in podcasting. I think he forgot a word, but
yeah, it's from the MBS show, so he is Malaysian.
Okay. Just want to add more info on the Brushy Road dubbing My Little Pony for Japan story. As you guys stated, I'm saying it right?
Bushy Road.
Bushy Road. Okay.
Bushy Road.
Oh, okay.
You gotta do the
Bushy Road. Is a trading card game company that is going to do the Japan dub for the show. But that is not well known if you don't buy their products. Oh, but what is not well known, gosh, I can't even read, is that they often use their intellectual properties from their company and even getting the licensing rights from other brands to make trading card games. The most well-known product from Bushy Road is their trading card game, Card Fighting Vanguard and
Weiss
Schwartz.
Weiss Schwartz.
I'm sorry, I'm Jewish, not German. So German for white, black.
It's a movie.
WS for short. Vanguard is their own original thing, and WS is a card game where they use characters from all kind of anime. For example, Evangelion, Persona 4, and even Macross Frontier. The thing that I want to point out is that since Bushy Road does all this anime card games and stuff, they might make a My Little Pony Friendship is Magic trading card game. Who knows, right? If there is a demand for it, they might make it, since they are working with Hasbro already. Food for thought. Sincerely, Norman Sanzo, host of the MBS show.
That'd be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to the inevitable proliferation of licensed stuff from Japan. You know,
I want to see the knockoff Yu-Gi-Oh version of My Little Pony card fighting.
I cast Changeling. Oh no!
Ha! I used my Changeling trap card.
Superposable Revoltech Dash.
I don't know. What would you replace the fighting with?
Who
A
gets
full articulation? Because I mean, they already have the they made the Woody and Buzz Lightyear and all them. Horrible faced Woody.
So now I'm thinking about it. I actually really want to see the Bushiroad dubbing because I want to. They will take the show, they will take it and dub it, and then I want us to redub it back into English using their dub. I want to just get the one layer removed. Just.
So we have
So basically, you want to Babelfish it twice. Is that what you're saying?
I want us to I want us to redub their dub. Hopefully, at some point, we could have their dub subbed, so we can then dub the sub of the dub that they have of our dub.
So you know the 3 most popular ponies in Japan?
What would those be?
Most popular? Excuse me.
Rainbow Dash, Twilight Sparkle, Pinkie Pie.
You hit 1 for
Fluttershy.
3.
Oh God! Wow, I'm shocked. Wait, Fluttershy. Yeah.
Fluttershy.
Yeah.
That's
She's an
one.
honorary Japanese citizen.
she's an
Yep. So you got 2 of the
Rarity.
4.
Oh.
Nope.
waifu.
Rarity's
Applejack.
not one of them.
Oh, you hit 2 of the 4.
Ah,
Got Twilight and Fluttershy.
Rarity. I'm saying all the characters.
Rainbow Dash?
No.
No.
Fluttershy.
Celestia? No,
No.
Cheerly.
Cheerly. That's 1.
That's Cheerly.
3 of 4.
Luna?
Scootaloo.
No. Big Mac.
Huh.
You can buy knockoff toys of Big Mac wearing a Kabuto and samurai armor, right?
Nice.
That's hilarious.
Doesn't say anything unless he's got something to say. Works hard.
I gotta
Is
go find Big Mac
ideal
Samurai.
Japanese man.
So yeah, and so a lot of viewers there just flipped the F out at Hearts and Hose Day.
Oh,
right?
so
you
then
want to talk about ultimate fan service?
then the Spike episode should catch their attention.
A little bit.
I'm trying to find
Does that
images
pick
of
one?
Big Mac Samurai. There's a pretty cool image. I'll link that. That's pretty cool.
Oh, honey, you had to type that. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate I'm playing second fiddle to a cartoon horse. Great.
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
think
just
the
reading the
card game
textual
would be-
comments of my wife saying that she settled for me since apparently Mac's not available.
Well, I think a card game could be fun if they did it similar to all those other trading card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon or the WoW trading card game or I don't know what else is
Complete
out there.
quests to
Magic.
gain resources. And you
But
fight
I'm-
monsters.
Yeah, could you imagine you get like gems or elements of harmony that you have to tap to, put cards into play? They could do
So-
something similar to like paint the line.
So you're doing like or I'm just imagining you're like tapping lands that are part of elements of harmony of just like Fluttershy.
Yeah,
Ne-
yeah, like you get to tap 3 elements of harmony for kindness, and then you can bring out whatever flutter, like Angel Bunny. Now he's gonna be OP because he's such an asshole. But you could do something like
Casual cruelty made flesh.
that. I love that bunny rabbit.
That could be cool. It just somebody needs to come up with a system that works, and there are some fan systems. I haven't heard anybody like actually try them. We should probably figure out something, but we've got some good recommendations for some stuff we should do for the 100th show, Sandy. So we need to commiserate on that a little bit. All right, let's see. I believe it's my turn. Let me highlight this for my own sanity. Dear Bronyville podcast, prepare your best tinfoil hat because this is a doozy. Since Alicorn Twilight is apparently going to happen, this raises a very interesting question. Is this how all Alicorns exist? Or is this a rarity? Ha! If this is how all ponies ascend to Alicornhood, then did Cadence join Luna and Celestia? Did she manipulate wait. When did Cadence join Luna and Celestia? Did she manipulate the noble line to produce the necessary elements to glittering ponies? Things appeared. I can't read that, glittering pony. Your thing's in the way.
I'm sorry.
Make how? Okay. Did she manipulate a noble line to produce the necessary elements to make house sparkle, or is that all a coincidence? First, let us prove Cadence is old. She is, in her alicornness, is recognized by the crystal ponies. This means that she, Princess Mi Amore Cadenza, was disposed by Pony King Sauron, King Sombra, and Celestia, and Luna turned him to shadow, thus placing Cadence's age over 1,000 years and around during the whole Nightmare Moon episode. I postulate that Cadence and Celestia then entered a conspiracy that lasted 1,000 years and involved the Changeling Queen. Isn't it the greatest coincidence that the element of magic and the stallion of power shining armor are brother and sister? That the purple future princess pony was enough of an OCD pony to sniff out Chrysalis and free Cadence, who was trapped with no food or water. Chrysalis was just powerful enough to beat Celestia, and then the being that is powered by love turning her back to a unicorn, and the princess of love next to her, dearly beloved. I say that the entire event was staged by Celestia, Luna, Cadence, and Chrysalis. Then, putting the main six into the returned Crystal Empire and having Shining Armor and Twilight both being integral to Sombra's second downfall, I say this is too implausible to have happened randomly. Is it too hard to conceptually think that Cadence didn't manipulate the House Sparkle to get our favorite OCD pony and her BBBFF, the overthinking Griffin Feathers? P.S. Fluttershy is best pony, and the Fifth Doctor is the best Dr. Hooves.
Okay.
Moving on.
What about the Illuminati? The Illuminati.
Chemtrails.
No,
Pegasus
I think,
poop.
I think all that
Chemtrails.
can be written off to they made a pink alicorn and had to sell it.
But it's fun to fanon. Yes.
I don't look into it that much. It's
Feathers,
just a show to me.
I do need to know, how many colors of chalk do you have?
Yeah.
If you have more than 3, you need help. No. So
it's
thank you for your
fun.
input.
It's fun. It's fun to overthink some stuff like that.
Nice.
But
Nice, Jamie.
that require. Remember, this show is technically aimed for a younger audience, and repeat to yourself, it's just a show. Wow, that's some Lost right there.
Oh yes, it's a conspiracy.
Chemtrails, dude. Chemtrails.
Tinfoil hats. All right, so moving on. Hey guys, I only regret. Let's try that again. Hey, I only recently started listening to the podcast while at work in the morning.
I regret reading that last.
Yes, you guys are a lot of fun to listen to and make my day much more enjoyable. Applejack is my favorite pony, and I can laugh at most of the jokes directed her way.
Most of the jokes.
Off, yeah, I can laugh most of the jokes directed her way off, but that's whatever. Okay, I did read that right. I live in the South, away from most conventions, so I never gotten to go to any that I would like to go to. So my question is, do you guys have a tip or two for getting to one of these big ones?
Wait until November.
Like when to drive, book a flight, what to look for in a motel, if I should use Travelocity, something like that. Thank you much for making me laugh every time I tune in. Yours truly, blank flank. Depends on where you are, because there are cons. There's going to be one in Dallas.
Carpool.
You can carpool with your fellow bronies, save gas money. Just make sure the person driving has a clean record. You can staying at the hotel. The convention hotel helps the convention, and a lot of them, like Nightmare Nights, our room rate is $98 flat.
Mm-hmm.
Well, $98 plus tax and whatnot. But
so if you
split that 4 ways, that makes your nights like $26-$27.
Yeah. So if you think
3 other people,
if you think about a convention, if you really were like, if let's say that the base convention you're going to is 8 hours away by car, what the price to get in a carpool, go with somebody, stay at a hotel, let's say you're rooming with 4 or 5 people at a hotel room, and your badge, that's usually about Maybe 120. Well, maybe a little bit more, depending. I mean, you're adding the 4 days. Probably about 150, I would say, depending on the carpool. That seem about right?
Seems cheap.
Well, I mean, you're
But then
carpooling, you're saving money on that. I mean, if you're flying, that's going to definitely be more expensive.
And our 3
But
day badge
taking-
is $35, so you know it depends on where you're going to.
Take into account food and merchandise money.
Well, I was just meaning
You know.
straight transport. You know, the base.
Oh,
if
just
you
straight transport?
if you are just the attending and the transport. You know, there are certainly people, and don't do this, kids, that go to conventions and go, "Yay, I'm here for 3 days. I have no money. I'm
Yeah,
here
you won't
now.
enjoy yourself.
I'm now starving and I've passed out on the floor." You know, cons used to actually have to staff food because people would do that.
Yep. I'm just going to leave you in the alley behind the hotel.
You know what I feel like we should do as a group of conventions is create a message board for
Deodorant
you
and
know,
toothpaste, they matter.
yeah,
That's what we're going to call it.
please, but explicitly for people trying to find other people in their area so that they can carpool, because you can check your local like Brony meetup group, but sometimes you know people sign up for that and they don't really check anything. So I don't know, make friends with some bronies, find out who's in your area, or see if there's people that want to room that aren't necessarily in your area, so at least at on the rooming aspect it's cheaper for you. But definitely save up, because the worst thing is getting to a convention and then not having any spending money.
Mhm.
That, because especially at Equestria LA, tons of people going over to Disneyland, and if you don't have money you might miss out on doing something fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just one of those things, and yeah, make sure that you do that. If you said that you're in the South, unfortunately, Winter Moon had to fold under. But for stuff in the South, I mean, you do have, if Texas is closer to you, you could always go to Nightmare Nights. If you're willing to make a little bit of a bigger drive, depending on where you are, I mean, there is BronyCon coming up that's up in Baltimore. Definitely, definitely further off, but probably your best bet if you're looking for just simple closeness. So,
And check sites like Kayak if you want to fly.
I love Kayak.
A lot of those companies will get you a good deal. If you can find a good deal, turn around and look at the airline that they're using and see if you can get it cheaper through the airline directly. That's what I tend to do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, that sounds good. Let's see.
Two important things if you're staying with other people.
Mm-hmm.
One, be well aware of their level of personal hygiene. I cannot stress this enough. And two, thank you, Bear. Couchsurfing.org. Yeah, crash for free at someone's place. No, we need to sell the damn room nights. And two, if you have never stayed with them before, you probably need an excuse to hang out at their house overnight sometime, because you want to know if these people snore or not. You'd be surprised.
Earplugs.
Earplugs.
Oof. They say me, "I love you, Sandy. I love you like a brother." Earplugs.
I know.
Are you really going to have me read this next one?
I know. Go for it, Bob. You'll love it.
All right. I've got some explaining to do. All right. Hey, Apple Cider, Chief. I'm assuming that's you, Sandy. Starry, and guests. I currently work at McDonald's and have never heard of the 100 Nugget Challenge. I've been a fan of the show for a few months now and have come to enjoy listening to the podcast. So fan first, then enjoyed it later. Keep it up. Shungo, and either Kite or Kite, depending. Sent from my iTrot.
The 100 Nug Challenge.
The 100 Nugget Challenge. Who's going to be the most enthusiastic explicator of the 100 Nugget Challenge?
Go ahead, Sandy.
100 Nugget Challenge is when you try to eat 100 chicken nuggets in a single go.
Yeah,
that is just horrific.
Yeah, it's
like trying to eat 100 marshmallows, 100.
Yeah, it's a joke from the Giant
Too bad
Bomb
Circle's not
cast.
still on.
Yeah, the Giant Bomb cast talked about the 100 nug challenge, and it's one of those things where they're just like, yeah, it seems like you should do it, but no, you get about 40, 50 in, and you just can't handle that.
Yeah.
Oof, yeah.
Unless you're like some sort of horrifying professional eater that, you know, can down 30 hot dogs. You know, you're going to get partway through there, and I mean, I would be willing to go to a 50 nugget challenge with you, AC. We get the 100 packs, split them.
Oh God! Even a 50 nug challenge, like just the reconstituted chicken in there. Oh, shivers up my
It sounds like a
spine.
bad time all around.
Ugh.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
And Timo's talking about Kobayashi. So
Yeah.
I cannot wait to hear Glittering read the salutation in this next one.
The salutation. Oh
Mhm.
my god.
Yep.
All right. Someone's got their little. Okay, you're good.
Oh.
All right. Hello, love Dr. Fantastic Jeff, aka Shinobi Brony, here with a question, of course. I'm getting back into the dating scene. The problem isn't getting women interested. Huh? Oh, isn't getting women interested. I was just questionable on when I should reveal I am a Brony. From
Der Trot.
Der Tot? Der Trot?
Detroit.
Oh,
Yeah.
misspelled.
Trot
Merrigan.
Merrigan sent from his eye hoof.
Sent from my eye hoof.
Eye hoofs and
Now-
eye trots.
The irony of that letter on dating advice and getting, it's not getting women interested, addressed to the one person on this podcast.
Love Dr. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Right.
We're sitting down with Sandy here. Let's talk love.
You've been with the same dude for 8 years.
Yes.
And he's asking you dating advice.
Love Doctor. If
I would say that you just listed among all your other interests.
Shinobi Brony doesn't have a problem
Yes.
getting the ladies, but he just needs to know when to slip it in there that he's a Brony.
I think that once you get to talk about, so what do you like? Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, I'm a Doctor Who, watch the sports, lift the weights, shoot the guns.
Every day is
pew,
neck, back,
pew.
and shoulders day.
And, I like this, and this. And if ponies ends up in there, that's reasonable.
Yeah, there was
Not like it based your entire identity, is it?
Yeah, Starry brought up a really good point. I asked her about it, and she went, "Go ahead and say it the first date," and we were going like, "What, really?" And
Shouldn't be the first
Absolutely.
thing you say, but yeah.
well, but here's the thing: it could be a very good icebreaker if you do a "tell me something interesting about yourself" tick and tack. Think you have one of those things of just like,
Yeah.
oh, I really like, gardening and I like going out. It's like, oh, well, I enjoy, wines. I enjoy those things. Oh, well, I go and do some charity work here on the weekends. Oh, well, I actually this is crazy. I watch a TV show. I'm actually really good in this TV show that's, it's a cartoon about ponies and like equine toys. I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
And then you find out that she likes ponies too, and it's love at first sight.
I'm never gonna
Yeah.
dance again.
Coming
Share.
from a girl, honestly, tell her right away, because you don't want to waste your time on a woman who's too narrow-minded to think that it's okay to be a brony.
Smoochie, you wanna weigh in here? I
As,
cannot wait to hear what my wife says about it.
Yes.
Who still has her Twilight Velvet toy from the 80s.
Just start singing. Just halfway through the date, start. Just start playing that. Just start playing Love and Bloom immediately at the table. Sit and listen.
Jamie says
Oh,
first
Timo,
date.
I was
not
going
at
to
all.
mention that article.
First date or not at all.
That's
Okay, there you go.
an interesting.
The
I was just going to bring that up because there
Oh.
is that article written by that woman who thinks there's something wrong with guys that watch
She
ponies.
wants men to
So
be
her
men.
sons are bronies.
And in full explanation for Jamie, who's listening, the woman is writing for the Wichita Falls newspaper. And like I told Sibsy, Wichita Falls, the reason it gets hit with so many tornadoes is even nature wants it gone. Nature abhors a vacuum in Wichita Falls, Texas, and that's why she puts the two of them together so often.
Yeah, Wichita Falls really sucks. That's why I
Well,
don't-
well, you know what doesn't suck? All these great emails that we got. And you can
Yes.
and you can always go and email across to us at bronyville@gmail.com if you so wish to talk about the episodes, talk about what's on your mind and pony, or I guess talk about your relationship advice.
No, don't.
Or 100 nug challenges. All
Yes.
right. Well, let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. Put a big bow on this one. First off, we need to go ahead and talk about our awesome 5-star iTunes Bronies. We are at 769 iTunes reviews. So thank you very much to 5 Iron Brony, Stormy Seas, and Gooby Please for their reviews this week. Gooby Please. Thank you very, very much for your reviews this week. That's very, very awesome. Keeps us up there. Have to keep Kevin Smith at bay. Go check Sandy. I'm wondering if the recent new influx of stuff has kicked us back up.
Yes, I was just trying to do that.
All right. Well, let me go ahead and read these donations. You guys were super gracious this week, and I want to thank you all. We are still in the process of getting some new equipment for some upcoming conventions, so if you do have the pocketbooks to do it, I would highly, highly, highly plead to you, please. I would like to get some extra recording equipment so we can do some live streaming on the floor at these upcoming conventions. So, you're not just sitting there seeing panel stuff, or you're not just seeing our, smiling mugs there trying to stream stuff to you. We're going to be down on the show floor just talking to cool people. So big donation thanks. These goes out to Tim O. Warner, D. Doyle, A. Clay, C. Williams, E. Leinertson, and C. Williamson for sending us donations this week. That is super, super cool. And thank you all very, very much. You rock a woo-hoo.
Yeah, we're going to need to have some serious ratings and stuff going this week. We have fallen so far down the list. It's not even funny.
Where are we?
We're probably in the hundreds.
Oh.
Wow, first time out of the top 100.
Yeah. AC, we've got to start posting this stuff back to Equestria Daily. What are you doing, you lazy pony?
I told you give me the write-ups and I'll post it. Or you have posting rights, dude. It's on the same account.
Password's not the same. I tried to log in the other day.
Dude, that's bull. That's
I'm going to EFN.
That's Pegasus chemtrails. Call them it, dude.
Bang face.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start wrapping this thing up. We have cool things that we need to talk about. I'm the only one with a cool thing this week I'd like to mention.
Oh, man.
So
Let's talk about your cool thing. I got to find something.
Okay, so what I've done is I've actually given a link to the Let's Go Meet the Bronies animation that was actually used for the hold on. No, I don't want to play a commercial. Ew. Nasty. The actual commercial that was the animations that was used with John Delancey and the rest of the cast for the Bronies documentary that is linked there, and it's simply just the 4-minute animations that is there. Each one, it's a show quality, awesome animation by Jan Animations, which I believe is the one that Ask the Crusaders. Ask the Crusaders. So very, very cool. Go check that out. The link is in the show notes, and it is pretty cool. What about you, Sandy?
I've got a cool thing.
Oh.
And it's not the fact that Wichita Falls is 100,000 super tiny town. No, it's the fact that the Fluttershy character showcase for Fighting Against Magic has been released. And Fluttershy plays a lot like Zappa from Guilty Gear and a couple other characters.
Explain that to me. I know nothing.
She summons her animal friends who then are on screen for her to attack at her command. It is pretty cool. And the music is really good. So I've linked that in the show notes. It's good to see that the game is right there at the cusp of being completed.
Well, having the 6 completed.
Yeah.
Of the, 20?
6 of the 18, I think it is.
Mm-hmm. So,
17, but we'll, as long as they can get the main 6 out there and give it a shot, and then they can continue on.
I want to have CMCs be one character themselves,
like Pokemon Trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Apple Bloom, go!
Be pretty good.
Sure, they could run back and forth in the background.
Very much so. Glittering, unfortunately, you're next on this list, but you have something.
Yes, it's not nearly as cool as your guys' stuff. It's just a music video that I saw the other day that I thought was well done. Rarity kind of synced to Bonnie Tyler's I Need a Hero.
I was really
Pretty
hoping for
good.
Total Eclipse of the Heart there. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, I know. And not that anyone cares, but
I care.
Gravity Falls is back on in 2 weeks.
Yep, that's a good show.
All
Welcome to
right.
Gravityville.
Gravityville. All right, Bob, what do you got?
49ers +6.
You're saying
Yes.
49ers up 6? I live in the Bay. I'm kind of rooting for Baltimore, though. I don't know why.
Oh, for shame. For
Why
Why don't you
shame.
put on
I'm
your
actually
Ravens gear and
missing
go outside
Super
the
Bowl
house
for
and
this.
see
So,
what happens?
am I going to be like shot by saying is like today like the Super Bowl or something?
Tomorrow.
No, tomorrow.
No, it's tomorrow.
Oh,
But
Professional
I'm
football
missing out on
engagements happen
going
on
to
Sundays,
people's
but
places.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? I'm happy either way. Unfortunately, my team didn't make it because they just decided that they wanted to have an epic collapse right before, after scoring 2 touchdowns.
Who's your team?
The Falcons.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm kind of like football. What's that?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm a huge Peyton Manning fan. Used to be
The
Colts, now I'm the Broncos. He's sticking to the equine team, so I'm
There you
good with that.
Yep. All right. So that works for Bob, I guess. Okay.
I just wanted to toss this out there. This Wichita Falls fun fact. The Wichita Falls got destroyed 100 years ago, and they built a fake one.
All right. Friendship versus Wichita Falls.
I think you're
Gotcha.
thinking of Blazing Saddles.
Yes,
That was Rock Ridge.
Yep.
been hit by 2 major tornadoes.
All right, and that'll be our episode for this week, finishing up Tornado Cast.
Step it up, Pegasus.
All right. Well, first off, let's go ahead and run through the list here. First, I want to give a thank you. Thank you very much, Glittering, for coming up on the show today.
Oh, no problem. Anytime.
Hey, glad to have you on and able to talk about EQLA and just the status of the conventions and getting all the guests and stuff. So, looking forward to your convention. Give one more plug to where everyone can find info on the convention.
www.equestriala.com or follow us on Twitter at EquestriaLA or Facebook.com/EquestriaLA or my Twitter feed, which is Glittering Pony. It's all over the place, and maybe we can do another show later when we have more to announce.
Sounds good.
By the way, if any of you plan to go to any convention that has a single show guest at it, you need to send Glittering a fruit basket or something. Because she's more responsible for it than the rest of us put together.
Yep.
All right.
Well, I did my best.
Bob, thank you very much for coming on and dropping some of the info dumps on us.
I don't know. I feel kind of bad. It's like Glittering classed up the place. That was my role.
You
All right.
were supposed to be the classy one. All right.
Well, I mean,
Keeping it classy.
look. Simply by comparison.
I know. Thank you very much, Sheffers. Always Thundermaker Supreme.
Count on me.
I
The
know.
neck bear picture is great.
And always, I want to go ahead and thank our awesome fans, be it if you are the ones in the chat right now or if you are the ones that listen to this on iTunes or your respectable podcast sources. Thank you all very, very much for listening and contributing and just loving the show. Please do try and help us out on iTunes because we are hurting right now, it sounds like. But here's the rundown. If you want to find out more about us, go over to BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com. Bronyville@gmail.com is the email address. You can join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific Standard Time at justin.tv/Bronyville Podcast. iTunes reviews, pretty please, it looks like we're in trouble. Kevin Smith is the least of our problems now. Listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, and 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter account is @Bronyville.
And mine's at Chef Sandy.
And meetup groups is the Bronies of Northern California.
And Brony's in North Texas.
I'm going to Unicon. We're doing Big Apple Pony Con, and we need to talk to this lady about EQLA.
Yep. And, I will, because Bob and I are going to be lending a hoof over there. And then
Hey, I'll be at Unicon, so if you see me, say hi.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
cool. I'll say hi.
And y'all should come out to Nightmare Nights once we have everything ready to go.
All right, well, that sounds good. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and put a knot in episode number 91. This will be it for this week. We'll catch you next week. There is some brand new fresh horse, so we will talk episode all about some spoiler, some Olympic-y things. But till then, we will go ahead and catch you. Sleep well, every pony.
Adios.
Hasta la vista.